Hey guys, it's Dag, and it is Tataru Tuesday, which means that I'm here in... Where the hell am I? Eorzea. Yeah, I can almost pronounce that today. I'm here in Eorzea. Ah, yes. All right, so I messed around with my Nightbot, and hopefully things are showing up where they're supposed to, but yeah, it doesn't look like it is at the moment. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that I'm here in Eorzea. I'm on Chad Fist, and I am streaming Final Fantasy XIV, where I have been going through the material that is dropped in like from what I understand, this is like 10-year-old material. Okay, so it's dropped in 6 different patches over the length of I don't know how long, but it essentially is all the precursor leading up to the first expansion, which is Heavensward. And if everything goes according to Hoyle today, I will actually be getting Chad into Heavensward and moving on from there. And thank God, because I'll tell you, this has been a journey. I am not a raider. I haven't raided with a actual team in probably a good 6-7 years. I've done LFR in World of Warcraft, and I've done like 1 or 2 raids or operations, I guess they call them, in SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic. And other than that, it's like I haven't really done a whole lot of stuff. So it's like, yeah, trying to do this now in Final Fantasy and having it thrown at you going, yeah, by the way, in order to move on, this stuff is gated. Not only do you have to do 1 operation or 1 raid, you have to do 3. And so it's like, I went ahead, studied up, saw a couple of YouTubes, went ahead, dove into it, and I got dragged kicking and screaming through the 3 raids, and I finished them all. So now I've got, hopefully, keep my fingers crossed, hopefully I've got all that stuff out of the way, and I can move on and get back to playing the leveling part of the game. Before I get too much further, I have 2 holidays I wanted to mention to you today. Today is International Coffee Day. Now, I know that a couple of days ago, I actually, I think it was Sunday night when we had the group streaming our World of Warcraft stream. The Pixel Erasure team was on that night, and it was National Coffee Day. And but today is International Coffee Day. And that just gives me another good excuse to be drinking some more coffee. So I've got mine here. But interesting little tidbit that they threw out as part of the whole thing about International Coffee Day. I see something I forgot to do. Hang on, my screen's going to go black real quick, and then it'll come back. So what I wanted to mention is that they said the highest consumption of coffee in the world, believe it or not, is not from Starbucks in the United States. It's actually from the country of Finland, where in Finland there is almost 27 pounds. It's 26.7 pounds or something like that. 26.7 pounds per capita. So per population in Finland, that's how many pounds of coffee they consume every single year. And it's like, I think about that because we buy coffee by the pound here. And my wife and I go through maybe a pound every week and a half, something similar. It depends on, how busy we are and whether we're both at the house and stuff and doing things. But yeah, it's like, yeah, that's a hell of a lot of coffee to be consuming. So anyway, that's the fun one I wanted to share. 26.7 pounds of coffee a year. Damn, bro. Talk about caffeinated. Okay, the other holiday is a serious one. And this is International Banned Book Day. And the reason I mention this is I am a proponent of researching and finding things out. And when you have a society that decides to take books off the shelf and not let people read books and see ideas that are different than they may encounter on a day-to-day basis, then that makes for a very feeble society. And I am a true believer that we need to have freedom of being able to read whatever we wish to read. And that has not been the case in a lot of countries throughout history. Some of the most dictatorial countries and societies in the world have restricted the amount of content that was able to be read, or they wouldn't allow people to read anything at all, especially in their own language. So I'm not going to get into the dynamics of it or go into a big history lecture, but I wanted to just point that out, that today is also International Banned Book Day. Go to your library and make sure that the books that you want to read are actually there on the shelves. While others look forward to the impending royal banquet, Menophilia cannot help but look to the past. All right, does that mean she's depressing or depressive? If you're backwards looking, you're depressive. If you're forward, scared of the future, then you're anxious, right? Okay. The recent events, I'm both. So, I'm anxiety and depression. The recent events weigh heavily on our minds. We must needs set them aside for now. Yeah, she looks, I don't know what she looks like. She looks worried. She's either anxious or depressive or both at the same time. We are come to a defining moment in Eorzean history. Yes, the end of this damn expansion. The grand commemoration of our joint defense of Ishgard, the first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbors to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzean alliance. Failing that, it should at the very least serve to bring our nations closer together. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. And I look disturbingly at her, and she says, "We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We have bested Dravanians and Asgians both. Against desperate odds, we have fought and won. But the primals still plague us, and the Empire still plots our subjugation. And our triumphs, remarkable though they are, were bought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of faith, and before our eyes in this very room, our dear friend Moen Brida, that's right, Moen Brida got zapped. This is the victory we have wrought, and it is as bitter ashes in my mouth." Yeah, I like Brida. It's too bad they nuked her. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. One comment I was going to make about this game. It's interesting that they bring in characters and just for the purpose of getting rid of them. So it's kind of like I've gotten used to this, okay, what's going to happen to this one, So Tataru, who I've named my stream after on Tuesdays, is she's gone right now. I don't know whether she's going to be coming back. I hope she does. Otherwise, it's why am I doing a Tataru Tuesday, right? But Bria, actually, Moen Bria. She was actually a pretty cool character. She was the foil to, I forget what the other guy's name is, a really tall dude as part of the group. And it's they probably grew up together or something like that. And she's this rambunctious person, and he's really dialed back and stuff. And yeah, I kept going, oh, come on, let's have a romance between the two of them, Nah, didn't happen. They nuked her instead, Alas, it is a royal banquet and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front and that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. And I look at her and just like, okay, whatever. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Ul'dah, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tataru and Lamin a note. If they do not return quickly, they'll have to settle for whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. Does that mean Tataru is going to be coming back? Yay! Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe she's still out on the beach. Getting a suntan. Riol says, off to the big soiree. Chad, raise a glass for me, eh? Or not? You don't look best pleased, lad. Something on your mind? And I tell him something, probably having to do with Menophilia. By the Navigator, Wilred's dead? God damn it. They must know they've been rumbled. I mean, sod it. 'Tis past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I got to thinking about where certain funds were coming from, so I had to dig around, and on the quiet, and sure enough, I found it. Seems a fair bit of coins made its way into the Braves' coffers, courtesy of a Dodo Consortium. A daft name for a business, if ever I heard one, which is what first gave me an inkling of something weren't right. So I went to the ledgers again, and found, I like the music in the background. It's like, okay, suspenseful, okay. And found another half-dozen donations from organizations with stupid, bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. All of them were owned by the Mirage Trust. Isn't that a Vegas hotel? Or used to be a Vegas hotel. I think they tore it down already. Oh, I'll give the bastard credit. He showed us up at the amateurs we are. Short Colin his businesses, the bloody bribery consortium. I don't know what more he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men of the first and third are taking Telegi's coin. But now we know, as some of them are, I'd wager right eye they're the ones who did for Wilred. The earnest young fool had taken to asking the wrong kinds of questions, bound to attract attention he was. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't. God's damn him. God damn me. Still, I don't see what Telegi hopes to accomplish. He did his scheme with all the care of a drunk pissing into the wind. No, he's cleverer than that, so we need to be cleverer too. There's the only way we'll ever repay this debt of blood. We'll purge every one of those traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that, you have my word. You're talking about all of the mercantile group. And it's like, I don't know. And Chad, mind yourself when you're in Ul'dah, eh? We're heading into a storm. I can smell it. Yeah, no kidding. If you create a pissing match with people that have money, that's usually the result. The kind what'll sweep a man overboard and drag him under for he knows it. I think it's interesting the way that they've tackled this subject because, bribery is a thing and, yep. All right. I am going to speak to Menophilia on the Royal Promenade. Where's the Royal Promenade? That is back in Ul'dah. Okay. So I'm going to teleport to Ul'dah and then I'll take the network up to the promenade. And Ethernet and Chamber of Rule. There we go. Go! I choose you, Chamber of Rule. Hi, Menophilia. We have been waiting for you, Chad. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I had hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Momodi just sent word that you were needed at the quicksand. I am? Quest completed. Okay, what am I supposed to do in the quicksand? A hero must go wherever he's needed, and according to Menophilia, you're needed elsewhere. Quicksand. That's where I'm needed. The cutscene first. We will go on ahead, Chad. Pray join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved. Give my regards to Momodi and let her know that I will call upon her anon. Okay, quicksand is the inn downstairs? Pretty sure. I just want to double check. Yeah, it's just downstairs. So, I think I can go back to the... Go take the touchy on the Aethernet shard and get sharded elsewhere here, right? And let's see, I'm going to get sharded down to Adventurers Guild? Oh, I'm just going to go back to the plaza. Let's see, where is it from there? Yeah. Oh, nope. Let's see, Adventurers Guild. I was right. Oh, this is scary. I'm starting to get to know the places. It's like trying to learn some of the cities in some other games, you know, it's like, good God. The one city in World of Warcraft that I will never, ever understand is the Horde Ogrimmar. And it's like, I cannot fathom that place. I get lost. Even though I've played Horde for a while and stuff, it just doesn't matter. All right, Momodi. Hi. What's up? I appreciate you dumping in on such short notice, Chad. I know we've got places to be, so people to see, that kind of stuff. So I won't waste your time. You're friends with Crystal Brave by the name of Leon, aren't you? Former adventurer? Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came round for a meal not long ago, and before she left, she asked me to give you a message. Said if the others ended up dragging you to the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet at the station west of the Coffer and Coffin, then something I must show you. A short message, I grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking those words. Barely touched her food, too. Under other circumstances, I'd have thought those signs of a troubled heart. But something tells me she ain't planning to confess her undying love. All right, so I met her, and now I've got to go see Annalyn. And she's like out here somewhere. So Blackbush Station would be the closest, so we'll do that. And now I'm going to have to come back, so it's like, go here, go there, go everywhere. But at least now I can fly. Okay, I have to admit, I have been playing a whole lot of World of Warcraft, The War Within, and you end up doing a lot of what they call dragon flying, and the dragon flying, you have to like hit your spacebar twice to get your mount to jump up in the air, and then you can fly. Well, I keep doing that. It's like, no, stop it. I don't need to do that here. I'm going to wait, and see if anyone actually shows up. As you stand upon the platform, your thoughts begin to wander, and all too soon the ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to file by your mind's eye in solemn procession. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon, but see no sign of Elian. Elian? Okay. So I did not rendezvous with her. But it says my continue waiting. Okay, so I got to click it. Oh, this is stupid. Straining your ears to listen, you hear the chatter of Kikirn and the buzzing of syrphids, but no approaching footfall. Sighing, you bow your head only to notice the vial lying at your feet. There's the vial. It's vile. And I guess I get to touchy the vial. Chad, is that you? What brings you out this way? Laren, Laurentius. Where is... There he is. So I'm going to go talk to him, I gather. And I explained that everything. Lieutenant Alian? Oh no, why no? I haven't seen her about. Had she come this way, I guarantee we would have crossed paths. I must have passed this spot a dozen times. We're to patrol the city's environs and account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders, you understand. Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be on the with the other honored guests, enjoying your well-deserved respite. Pray return to Ulda, Chad. If I chance to meet the lieutenant, I will tell her you were here. Okay, the plot thickens, and now you wonder. It's a mystery. Yep, this guy's up to something. He's looking. He's talking to somebody. And now you're suspicious of everyone, right? Meanwhile, back in Ulda, you've got the Sultana. Old Silton Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do. I guess she's going to, like, advocate the throne. Or isn't that right? Is that the right term? Advocate? Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. All right. Let's see. What do I have to do? I got to go back to... Show the clouded vial to... Oh, back to... all right. Back to Ulda. And then, let's see, Adventurers Guild. Go upstairs. See the password. Go inside. Talk to Momodi. I reckon you head straight to the feast after meeting with Leanne. What's the matter? No appetite? So I give her... The vial doesn't look the same as when I picked it up. It's now a pot. Big old, you know. So she wasn't there, but this was? And let's see. Looks to me like an alchemist vial, but beyond that, I can't say. Might be best if you hold on to it for safekeeping, though. Any road, no use worrying about Alian. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long, and when she does, we'll soon find out what this was all in aid of. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. Okay, good enough. What else do I need to do? Talk to Momodi again, obviously. Judging by Momodi's grin, your star could not rise any higher. You're a shining star. No matter who you are. Would you believe that while you were there, or while you were away, another message arrived for you? Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems Her Grace desires a private audience. Woohoo! Hey, Sultana, what's going on? Oh, God. Her handmaiden will meet you at the Royal Promenade and escort you to the Sultana's chamber. So, what are you waiting for? Go on, then. Go. Oh, come on. Don't rush me. And I'm back to another cutscene. There's the Sultana. You needn't trouble yourself so. Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light. I am. Okay. What is Chad going to do with the Sultana? This ought to be interesting. And I can assure you it's not what I'm thinking. Dirty old man. Stop it. Okay. It's a big party. I wanted one of those pointy hats, except those are for like casters and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I'm not a wizard. I'm a guy that like hits people with shit. Everyone looks to be in high spirits in Ophelia. With good cause. Thank you, Alphanod. A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea. Your modesty knows no bounds, antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Amaric would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces our countrymen to join the alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty Warrior of Light box the ears of all concerned, speaking of whom, we will all be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required his attention, but it did not sound serious. Okay, speak with the lady in waiting on the Royal Promenade. So I still need to go there. That's right, they did a cutscene and I haven't moved anywhere. So I gotta go down the stairs, make a right. Or was it a left? No, it's a right. Oh, where the hell is the stone? It should be like right here. There it is. There's a shard. I got to shard myself upstairs. And I'm going to the Chamber of Rule. All right, and before I go in the door or start the next part of this, I need to attend to something real quick because I've got the contractor sending me messages. So, give me a second here. I'm gonna stop like right here. And I will be right back. So hang in there. All right, thank you. Sorry about that interruption. Just needed to like get that out of the way so I could Find out what's going on here with the roof. Thank you for coming, sir. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. And if you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it. Or if you are ready, it would be my honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. Upon proceeding to the Sultana's bedchamber, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh, good thing I took a break then, huh? It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Okay, well, yeah. Here we go. It's Sultana porn. Ready? Go! And I guess I'm going to be reading all this too. She's breathing heavily, waiting for me with bated breath. Into. Your Grace, your guest has arrived. Pray come in and take your ease. Meanwhile, outside. "'Tis well the steps of faith held against the horde." For the horde. And what of the city proper? We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same, had we not received your most generous aid. An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided. Thank you, Raban. Such noble words after the fact. He's pissed because they didn't give him any assistance before. I had hoped to speak in the presence of Her Grace, but it seems that she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. "'Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment should be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with our long estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one." Yay! Clap, clap, clap. Everyone's happy. Politicians. Yay! Okay, enough. Keep going. Alphanod's wondering. Then you got someone who's like standing behind Alphanod. Very well. Of course, we're not going to hear what it was that they just whispered. Is aught amiss? Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon. And Alphanod exit stage right. Menethila tilts her head. Hello, over here. Okay, we've got newest word, Yuhase. Haven't seen him in a while. Are we going to see the word? Guess not. Someone's pouring something. Sounds like they're pouring a drink. There we go. Here, have some wine. You may go. Your Grace. I hope it was a good vintage. Am I sitting at the table with her? I am. I've got my own cup. Yay! You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. And I nod, right? Or I just keep staring. I just keep staring, I guess. I guess her beauty is just bewildering me. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy. Whoa. She's been talking about this for a while, and he's like, okay, furrow a brow now. You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence, as opposed to incontinence. Right, okay. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place besides the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few. Oh, maybe the marketing people and all of the merchants, they're going to have something to say about that probably, huh? Yet that is which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations, and even Raban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You want me to be a politician? Oh, come on. Have you listened to my stream? You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me? Oh, okay, Chad. I thought Chad wanted to do other things for her, but, you know. I am truly grateful, more grateful than I can well express. How much have we been both changed since the day we met beneath the sultan tree, and the days ahead promise to change us further still. I hope that we will recognize ourselves when all this is over. That's right. Early in the game, you end up meeting her outside of everything. She's like running around, and people are having trouble keeping her safe. And she drinks from the goblet and realizes it's poisoned. She drops the whole thing. He looks suspicious. Uh-oh. This is not a good thing. And I just sit there. And she loses her crown in the process. Is this symbolic or what? Spilled wine and a dead sultana. Bummer. I'm going to be thrown in the brink for this one. Yep. Here comes the merchants. Oh, Your Grace. Yeah, it's a leggy. So why is the lady in waiting just standing there? Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. I don't know. Did you take her pulse or anything? Come on, dude. Poison in her wine? Like you didn't know. You did this. Not me. Spare us your denials. I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper. Okay, so the rest of the expansion is me trying to break out of prison. Oh God. I can see it now. It's like, Chad, you be my bitch. Gasp. Off and odd. Everyone's like, interesting. Sir, barring the few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control. I was wondering when someone was going to do that. And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny? Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander, the salvation of Eorzea. And the salvation is through capitalism. Oh my god. Okay. Now, wait a second. Raban was like looking back and he was like, what was that sound? And now everyone's like, he's back to partying. What is the meaning of this? Okay. Knights from the homeland, this cannot bode well. Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard. A surprise attack? We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city. Most fortuitous indeed. Lord Commander, we must away. You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia. Everyone's going, what's this all about? Meanwhile, we've got the one guy who's like hitting on girls outside. True to form. Thancred, whatever is going on in there. Yeah, she didn't stick around. Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps? Thancred, of the Scions of the Seven Dawn, you stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire. Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you were referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself. Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in the numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You best come along with us. You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Okay, come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of celebration. Get him. So what happens? We don't know what happens to Thancred. Because they just like, yeah, something's going on with Thancred. They're setting everything up, right? And it's like, Thancred's out in the wild someplace, probably. Either that or he's in prison with me. We got thrown in the same cell. What could I say? Okay, Raban, what are you staring at? Something is going on. You go too far, Lord Aldelaje. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? Well, her grace can't give consent. You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us now. Now, okay, question. The Sultana can't abdicate her throne. So what's going to happen? Was she the end of the royal line? I don't know. Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient, and you lecture me on personal armies? As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that I was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. Everyone's like, oh crap. He looks surprised too. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Carthus? I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command. Ah, plot thickens. Wait, gods damn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin? That's me. Chad Fist. You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her grace's private chambers not moments after the deed was done. Not Chad? No, this cannot be. It wasn't Chad, was it? Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner. Is that me? Another cutscene. We'll see. Ouch. Well, I'm bound, but I'm not gagged. This man stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo and is suspected accessory to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning. This is madness. Oh, God. This is madness. No. What a pity. Who would have thought your tale would end like this? Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's person. There's the vial. How very convenient. You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded her grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confidence ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine. How dare you, after all we have done for Ul'dah? Hold your tongue, witch. I'll not be a saucer-celled. I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh yes, I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relations with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of Temple Knights treats you with familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Corothan allies into invading our lands. Now that's truly ridiculous. Thank you, Palpalaimil. How could how do you even think of this stuff? Well, someone had to write it. What do you think? She cannot be dead. Oh, Raban. Are you, like, sad? Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana. Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. You know, I think he's got something to do with this as well. For mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that. Well, her handmaiden gave it to her, right? This cannot be. Oh! Nanamon! Nanamo! No! He's so overly dramatic. She was going to give you the whole shit and caboodle anyway, dude, so it's like, okay. Plainly, the royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the syndicate to govern Ulda. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. Nice. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden. Hit him. You know you want to. I'll bet you will. You more than any man. Raban wants to tear his head off. Whatever do you mean? I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard. Ooh, he looks pissed. Daddy needs to see a dentist. His teeth are really grimy. What rot, though? I did have sufficient motive. 'Tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings. You would mock her, then mock her from hell. Ooh. So now he's going to be gone. Everyone's rioting. The whole place is a mess. There's never any blood. Come on. That's no fun. Okay, he's looking really pissed. Meanwhile... Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter your fellow syndicate members. Gasp. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along. Oh, shut up. It's getting worse. You're next, you scheming bastard. Oh, chopped his arm off. Oh, whoa, was not expecting that. Damn. Okay, then. 7 hells. Thanks, Merrill. Admiral, we must leave. No kidding. Things are going to hell in a handbasket. Time to exit stage right. Everyone's going. Where's my arm? Can you put it back, please? How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily. Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well. Everyone's being arrested. How nice. Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin. Just better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. Yep, he was a traitor. You are not the men you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls. Ouch. And a bull that cannot rut is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? He's going to say that he did, right? It was me. Oh! Another plot twist. Oh, you cut me loose. Never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet to understand. Please, flee this place. Clear your names. Oh, we're going to be fugitives now, huh? Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go! And we're not going to find out what happens. We don't know whether Raban actually ends up winning or not. It's like, oops. Ah, there you are. Yeah? Thancred, where have you been? Oh, he was out hanging out with some gal with glasses, avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. It would appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all. The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion? The careful preparations, before I go on, why are they standing in the middle of the damn Ulda? They got to get out of there, right? The careful preparations, maneuvering forces. I'm inclined to agree with the general's insistence that a deeper plot exists here. So, would I be right to thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like? I knew I liked you for a reason. Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that it will greatly aid our cause. The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets, and though we did not share poor Nanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the chained charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge? Where indeed? We may safely assume that our foe has thought to have the rising stones watched. Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Volda. Good point. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papashan once told me about the passage hidden in the wall of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Nanamo's chamber conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations. Hey there. The rest of you go on ahead. I'll handle this lot. By yourself? I guess that's a yes. I suppose I shall just have to join you. Oh, Papalimo. Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting. Ida, Papalimo. We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now, find this tunnel of Thancreds. You know, I don't think I've ever seen him do anything, so that's the first time I've seen him, like, cast a spell or something. That was kind of cool. Menphilia, we cannot linger. This guy again. The handmaiden. Are they in cahoots? Ooh, she has blue eyes. I like that. Okay, blue eyes. You're all right? There's just too many of them. I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you? Nearing the end of my tether. And there's more. But wait, there's more. Okay. This is so stupid. We're the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it. And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken. And they close in. Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalimo. Ha, 'tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it'll be the last. He turns the flashlight on. It's like, okay, let him have it, Ida. She's got a little bit of the light there. Now she's ready. I was hoping you'd say that. You go, girl. We're going to find out what happens here. There we go. Black screen. We're still not done with these damn videos. Okay, come on. I guess they're in the tunnels, right? Looks like they're wading through the sewer. I never knew such a water course existed beneath Ul'dah. The architecture of the Sildun style, if I'm not mistaken, the ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape. Her bunny senses started going. It's just like her ears are like, "Whoa." Yep, got people following him. This way. Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I had hoped. You two go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this. What do you mean to do? Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow. So 2 by 2. Fear not that you haven't seen the last of these fair features. So 2 by 2 is like the scions are like going into battle, but we don't know what's going on with them. My friends! Here, take the flashlight. Thank you. Leave us. Well, we meant you too, Chad. Okay. Didn't have to tell me twice. What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor. Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads, though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity. You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance? The stool is not happy about that. Alright, we're going to see this battle, obviously. But, just like the other one, we're not going to find out what actually happened. Up. Well, this is going splendidly. Now, would it be a good time, milady? Tis done. Forgive me, Mitra. Who's Mitra? Well, Minophilia. Huh, that doesn't sound good. Eidolon, she speaks to me. You going, okay. No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me. No. Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope. For the Scions and for all the realm. Of course I am. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. As long as you continue this subscription to this game. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. "'Tis the only way. If we're ever going to get an end to these cutscenes, 'tis the only way." Moving along. So now all of them are gone, or they've disappeared. So where did I end up? Yeah, where am I going? Alphanod and who? Oh, it's not Alphanod. It's Alphanod's sister. Oh, it is Alphanod. I'm glad to see you safe, my friend. What of the others? I thought it was his sister. Darn that man. Teleji played me for a fool. I thought the crystal brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back. There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some walls between us and Ul'dah. Okay, we don't know who you are. You're just a triple question mark. But obviously you're going to play out in the next expansion, right? Ah! Oh, God. So this is the guy that you first run into when you arrive at Ul'dah. It's Brent, and he takes you there. And it's like, okay. So here he is. Well, would you look at that, who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if there's anything to say about it anyway. It's not dawdle, eh? All aboard. Yeah, I guess we're all going to get on board. That means I got to put up with Alphanod. God. Ugh. All right, let's go. You see the search party in the distance there. Ul'dah in darkness. Oh no. I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come along begging a favor. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away. See, it was Alphanod's sister, and I don't remember her name. It's like, maybe Alphanod will say something. Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first, and lo and behold, there you were. I am judging by them soldiers As we're pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, eh? I had thought to look out for Alize, but 'twould appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things. Yeah, 'cause you told your sister to get lost, dude. Alize. That's the sister. So when is she going to make her appearance? And who might you be, young sir? Pippin Torpin, Vice Marshals of the Immortal Flame. Pippin! I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Ul'dah. Scared to have my boots touch the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers and came across Master Alfanad here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitress. Their greed and corruption are well known to be, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity. Was that Pippin you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad? Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. How'd you guess? It was only that we were leaving Ul'dah that I learned of Father's fate. Once I've seen you safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness. Then you needn't travel no further than Black Brush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there. I dreamed of bringing Eorzea salvation, but in the end, 'twas I who needed saving. Oh, stop sulking. God! And I'm stuck with this guy? Seriously? Ugh. Them soldiers keep searching for a while yet. Reckon we'll take the carriage back towards Ul'dah and get the lay of the land. Maybe provide a distraction if need be. You three wait here. Help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. Okay, I got my trusty sidekick Pippin and Alfanad. All right, let's go. Thanks, Brent. Next time I need to call an Uber, I'll remember you. All right, I'm in Central Fenelon. The Parting Glass. I need to speak with Pippin. The most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us aid without a moment's hesitation, or any hint of concern for his own safety. Though I can well imagine how a man could feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Oh, sucking up already. Father spoke often of you, Chad, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I envisioned. Master Alfanad, you must not give in to despair. That would only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and Chad are free, we may still set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Tarapin, but Alfanad, my boy, sorry to keep you waiting. Ah, Sid's still around. That's good. Sid, what are you doing here? Pulling you out of the fire as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly? Then he is no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothes. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I have the Enterprise but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. We must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monitress and the Crystal Braves. Korthus, Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. That settles it with me, everyone. So we're off to go to Korthus. Okay, not I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Ul'dah to the Monitress and their cronies. You may be certain that we will seek to defame you, both here and in the other city-states. But know that I shall do my utmost to thwart their every effort. They will seek to defame you. Okay. Frankly, I do not expect it to be much of a challenge. The small folk will not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and his allies, no matter what the monitors claim. Marshal Tarapin, I know not what to say. Now that father would labor to believe, but enough talk, you must go. Master Alphanod, your airship awaits. So I guess we follow Sid, and we are. And there's the Enterprise. To boldly go where no Chad Fist has ever gone before. Up, up. There's no rest for the righteous. This has been over an hour of cutscenes. This is crazy. I was hoping to actually do something, but I get to sit here and just click my cursor. Thanks, Sid, for the ride. We'll see you later. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Hotcherfont. Mayhap, he will know what to do. All right. Whatever you think. Another cutscene. Korthus, Central Highlands. All right, speak to Horchont and Camp Dragonhead. Where am I right now? Oh, this has got to be... Oh, he's up there. No, I don't want to do a fate. Actually get to do something here. Oh, I gotta go inside. I keep forgetting. It's like, go in and talk to the guy. And then get off of my high horse. Trifont. Master Alphanod told me your tale, Chad. It warms my heart that you should turn to me before all others. I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. 'Twould be best if I explained in full. Parting glass. Okay, we've got a break in the action, which is really good. I'm going to take a real quick break, and I will be back shortly. Hang in there. Okay, I'm back, and I need to talk to Hotcherfart before the dawn. This, I think, is the very last quest for the original, well, not for the original game. It's the very last quest of the in-between stuff. So Keep our fingers crossed. Looks like I'm actually going to get out of this damn mess that I've been in. God, this has been painful. There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through the city proper. The temple knights succeeded in slaying the beast, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard and to place the city under the perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortunes. Say, Sir Amarek is safely returning from Ul'dah and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat of our nation has diminished. But do not despair, you are not without allies. And those guys are still doing squats back there. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray think of it as a new headquarters of sort, the falling snows of some such. The falling snows? Okay, I guess that's going to be the new headquarters. All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from the House for Temps. For once, Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed and their every request for entry rebuffed until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. Alphanod looks like, dude, wake up. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray join the rest of your companions. 'Twas bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth of your presence brings. Wait. Other companions? I only got there with 2, so... Oh, no. Who's there? Who knows? All right. The intercessory awaits, Chad. Pray do not keep your companions in suspense. I am certain their hearts will soar at the sight of you. Is there going to be a reunion? And I just need to go out and around, right? Alphanod, why are you just still sitting there? Come, dude. Let's go party. Oh, no, I got to go down there. All right. House for Temps Guard. Gatekeeper. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Yes, please. Upon proceeding to the intercessory, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh, God. Someone shoot me. It is required that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. I guess I'm going to continue. Yes. Give me the... There we go. Quest complete. Let me in. And here comes the first cutscene. Hopefully it won't take another hour, because I don't have an hour. Alphanod, Chad, is it really you? It's Tataru. I'm so sad that you are our sniffle sob. I'm so happy. Yay, I can continue to call this stream Tataru Tuesday. I tried contacting Menophilia and the others, but no one would respond. And then Crystal Braves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Philemon told me to run, and so I did. I ran and ran until my lungs burned and my feet ached, but I lost my way. And then, fortunately, I had observed some of the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. And I'm shocked because it's who? Someone I don't know. Yuguri. She took off her hood. Yes. Ah, yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Oh, we get to see what she looks like. That's cool. Okay, Yuguri. Pretty, isn't she? Uh-huh. Even if she has horns. Anyway, after Yuri found me, we traveled to Vesper Bay and met up with Urinjay. When we told him that what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the waking sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now look like an abandoned storehouse. The transformation didn't take long either. Apparently, Urinjay started making preparations after the Imperial attack, just in case the Empire ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, huh? Sorry, where was I? Oh, yes. So we waited there at the Waking Sands, hoping others would come, but no one else did. My people are searching for the other scions, even as we speak. But we have met with no success as yet. I had hoped that you might be able to suggest further places to look. But you should know the Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only Crystal Braves await you there. Be that as it may, we yet have cause to hope, do we not? If the two of you escaped, it is not impossible that the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women believed true, but rest assured that the people of Doma yet stand with you. We welcome this opportunity to repay our debts and shall continue our efforts to locate the others to see the scions restored to the rightful place of honor. Yay! Thank God for Doma. Chad, put your tongue back in. 'Tis all my doing. I believe myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes, and look what that arrogance has wrought. Yeah, Alphanod. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves and even Scions themselves as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea, what was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I would rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could create the Empire in the Ascians and find homes for every refugee? Defeat the Empire of the Ascians. Yes, I was so clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. 'Twas all but a means to feed my own vanity. Okay, dude. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth. Oh, Alphanod. Okay, who comes in now? Here, have some hot chocolate. So, Master Alphanod, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit. I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go? Okay, Tataru, what are you going to tell him? Alphanod, if I may. Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again. Oh, come on. And she's crying. Wah. You're right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Harchefant. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The scions have achieved much. 'Twould be remiss for me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us resume our journey together, one step at a time. Another cutscene. Oh. Hi ho, hi ho. Blank screen is where I go. Ah, okay, here we go. So we got credits rolling. Okay, this could take a while. Last time I did this is like they rolled for like 5 minutes or something like that. I have made it through A Realm Reborn and A Realm Awakened, which is really kind of cool if you think about it. So realize that I have never seen any of this. So this is the first time I'm going through it, and my reactions are exactly as they would be if I were like playing this for the first time, because I am. So yeah, I thought that that would be part of the stream and everything, would be to, you know, show what's going on. Now, I do have a subscription. I actually noticed that I have been a subscriber to Final Fantasy XIV for over 1,000 days now, which is like, you know, over 3 years that I've been playing, and this is the highest character I've gotten. So I think about how it was. Well, okay, so people are going, yeah, you're God, you know, it took you that long to finish the first game. And it's like 2 hours at a time. I don't play in between. And yes, it took me not 3 years. I've been streaming for 1 year. So it took me 1 year to get a character from level 1 up to level 55, something like that, 54, 55. I don't even know what level he is. But it took me 1 year, 2 hours at a time, once a week playing this. And so, yeah, about 100. So I'm trying to think of how many. Yeah, about 100 hours to get through the entire thing. So, yeah, something like that. Anyway, just so people kind of gauge what it's like to play these MMOs and just how epic they are and how much time they can actually take out of your day. It can be kind of a time sink, kind of. I'll just say that. It is definitely a time sink. But yeah, it's, you know, I wanted to see what this is like, particularly since I have friends that, I have one friend that plays this. And he was like, yeah, you got to try this out. It's cool. It's like World of Warcraft. Not quite. So one of the things I wanted to do with the stream was, of course, to do comparison and contrast. I will tell you that the cutscenes in this are epic. I think that for the stuff that was in between the original game and the first expansion, which has been A Realm Awakened, or Awoke, or whatever they call it, I think that it was overdone. There were way too many cutscenes and cinematics. But when I look at this, it's like, it tells me that, and I'm just guessing, okay, and this is without reading any other information about the game or any history about the game or anything like that, that they probably threw out Final Fantasy XIV, did the whole original game, and then they hadn't realized that they would actually be going on and creating an expansion after that. And so when it came time to actually create the expansion and go along, it's like, how do we bridge this? How do we get into the new story? So it's almost as if the people that were writing the second or the first expansion didn't know where it was going to lead or how it was going to go. And typically it takes years to put this stuff together. It's not like it was done overnight. So it probably, that's one reason why you saw 6 patches, because they kept going, oh, and another thing, oh, and another thing, oh, and another thing. And they had to do that in order to build the story to lead into the next expansion. So now we've got the whole thing that goes into the new expansion. It's interesting to see who we're left with. I would be interested in seeing what happened to all of the Scions, because, you know, the original Scions, except for Tataru are all gone. And so what happened to them? Are they still alive? What happens to Raban? Is he still running around with just one hand? Do they give him a prosthetic arm to move forward? Do you get cut into a million pieces? Oh, there's what's her name? She got cut into little pieces. She's no longer around. See, I'm sad that she's gone. There are some characters in here that have like disappeared, and I'm like, I don't care. She was one of the characters that came in during the in-between portion that I actually cared about. And so I give kudos to the writers for creating her as a character that you actually want to see again. And there's no, it's a game. There is no guarantee that she won't pop back up sometime in the future. Right now we know that she's like in the realm of nothingness, but who knows what happens. We'll find out. I will tell you that so some things that are different between this and games like World of Warcraft, or even SWATR, okay, Star Wars: The Old Republic, which I'll be streaming tomorrow. First of all, I like the way that they have set up the jobs system in this game, in that you create a character, and that one character can be all the different jobs in the game. So if you start out the character as a monk, for example, Chad Fisk is my monk, I could turn him into a casting character if I wanted to. If I wanted him to be a summoner, I could go back and have him train as a summoner. The problem that I have with that system is it makes you start out as a level 1 all over again. But you don't have the main storyline to quest through. You're stuck with just other quests that are around you. So one of the things that I have purposely not done is pick up all the additional quests that are around, because I may want to go and change his job. So he's no longer a monk and he wants to be a summoner, or he wants to be a ninja or something like that. And I need to have all those other quests available in order to be able to level him up to where he is now at level 55 or whatever, in order to do that job. So I see that like someone who has a top level character, and I don't even know what the max level is right now for this game. It could be like 100 or something like that. But if you have a level 100 and you decide, oh, I want to not play, say I get Chad Fisk to level 100, and I suddenly get a bug up my butt that I want to go and play Chad as something other than a monk. Then I got to go back to be a level 1, whatchamacallit, level 1 ninja, or I want to be a tank. I want to, whatever the case is. And I got to level everything back up, trying to find ways to level that particular job. My understanding is that they added dailies that can be repeated and stuff like that. But my experience in playing with one of my other characters, who I just wanted to see what it was like in order to go back and change between jobs. And I found that it is painful as hell to try to level using all those alternative quests, because they don't give as much XP, experience points, as the main quest line does. And so you've got to do, like, if you change your mind and want to do something else, you've got to, like, double up on stuff, and it's painful. Probably a good way to do it would be to run through dungeons. That might be an alternative, because you get a pretty decent amount of experience running through the dungeons and doing stuff like that. So that's a possibility. The dailies, if you're not used to doing the dailies in this particular game, they're kind of esoteric. So you have to figure out what is the whole thing I'm supposed to do. Apparently, there's also like a set of dailies for that'll help you level up your reputation with the your guild, or I should say your faction. So, you know, if your faction is with Ul'dah, or your faction is with Loma Laminsa, Lima Bean City, or whatever, you know, then you go and do these and you get points for that. I haven't done any of that, so I don't know what the rewards might be. It might make my character better to do that. It might help me change, like if I wanted to do Chad as a different type of job and have him whatever, it might award me more points towards gearing him up and doing that. Because I think you have to have 2 sets of gear then, right? You have to have gear for both of your particular jobs. The other thing I haven't done in this game is really explored how to do the boosting of the gear that you have. So there's a built-in system that you bleed stuff off of your existing equipment, and that turns it into, I don't know, some magic stuff, dust or whatever, that you can then go and boost the strength of your particular gear. I haven't done any of that either, and so I'm just strictly doing the leveling, and that's all I've been doing. Crafting is another thing for this particular game. I've done a very little bit of crafting, and I don't even remember what I set up for Chad to do for crafting. So I have to go back and check that. But I think cooking was one, fishing might have been one, and I don't really understand some of the other stuff with regards to the crafting. I'd have to go back and see what is it exactly that the crafting is doing. And I've honestly, it's like the only time I play this game is on Tuesdays when I'm sharing it with you, and so all of that stuff is a time sink. I would have to go in and do some digging, find out what it is that all of this stuff does, and then apply that to the game and try it out next time. And the next time I try it out, of course, would have to be on stream. Well, I didn't think that doing a crafting stream would be like really exciting, but it might be something I tackle in the future with this. We'll see. Same thing holds true for jumping jobs. If I decide that I want to try to go and do different jobs, I'm sick and tired of being a monk, and I want to have Chad be a summoner. And I keep saying summoner because I have a summoner and I like her, and I don't want to abandon her as my summoner. But I have not leveled her into this portion of the game, and seeing how much time it took to get through the main storyline with this is like, I don't know whether I'm going to have time to be able to level her in parallel with Chad. It just means I'm going to have to not play either Star Wars: The Old Republic, World of Warcraft Classic, which is what I do on Sundays with my friends, the Pixel Erasure team, or if I'm actually going to play World of Warcraft retail, which is what I'm doing right now in my off hours when I'm not editing streams, and I've got some time to be able to do that. So there comes the question, begs the question, is like, how many games are too many? MMOs, unlike games like, I'm trying to even think of some games because I'm not a console player, so it's like, but my understanding is a lot of those games have a definite end, and you beat the game by playing through to the end. Well, I've never played a game like that. My games that I play are all open-ended, and they just go on and on and on, and I never beat the game. So it's interesting. My perspective is coming from that particular side of the coin, where I don't see this stuff, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting that those are some of the differences that you find playing a MMO versus other games. So for those of you who are strapped for time and only have an hour to devote to gaming, maybe every couple of days or something like that, MMOs are probably not the game to play because they will suck your time. World of Warcraft, right now in the retail portion, I'm playing The War Within. And The War Within is hella fun. They've done a really good job with the storyline and stuff. And it's been out for a month. And in that month, I only have, or a month and a half if you had the early expansion portion. So in that 1 month, I only have one character that I've leveled to max. And I have not geared that character up to be able to do dungeons and raids and all that stuff. Instead, I went back and I started leveling a character on the other side of the story. So the factions, in World of Warcraft, you have the Horde and you have the Alliance. And I leveled an Alliance character first, and now I'm going back and I'm leveling a Horde character because I want to see the story from both sides of the coin. And I haven't yet to see if there's any differences between the two. And it looks like the main storyline that you go through is basically, it's the same for both Horde and Alliance. And so forever, World of Warcraft and Blizzard writes the games and stuff, have done it so that the game itself had this tension. There's always Horde or the Horde or Alliance. Hey, like for the Alliance. It's always been kind of like, okay, there's got to be some way to do that. And, there's always this World of Warcraft kind of piece. This is the first expansion I've run into where you didn't have that working. I take that back. They started doing this a couple of expansions back. They had slightly different divergent storylines. So you end up with different ideas in the game, and different kind of how things worked were slightly different. But in the end, you had the same end result. So you had the same big bads, you went through the same dungeons, you polished off the same bosses. You just did it either as an Alliance character or as a Horde character. And then they started kind of merging stuff together where you could run around and you were not necessarily out there beating things senseless, just and having to worry about the fact that you were going to get killed by an Alliance character if you were running Horde or vice versa. I will tell you that it's still tough to do that game if you're in an area where an opposite faction is there, because players will troll you. And for the trolling right now, it's all about, you do the world quests. Okay, so just like in this game, you go out and get, build currency that goes toward getting better gear and materials for crafting and all that stuff. You do that by doing the world quests. And you don't get beat up by the other factions, but what will happen is they'll come and they'll make it really tough for you to finish your questing. And you don't necessarily get to do your stuff in as expedient amount of time as you thought you would. So I end up spending a whole lot of time doing my world quests in the evening because I can't get it done in very short order. First of all, I'm not geared properly. Second of all, I end up with a lot of people who are like racing you. They want to beat you. And it's like, why? You're in the same faction. You don't need to beat me. You can get to that and, beat me to that particular node of what XYZ that I had to gather 500 million of. That's fine, whatever the case is. But it's going to reappear and I'll get it anyway. So it just means I need to wait. And I'm not a fan of that. It's like, can you like not do this, please? For a lot of the previous expansions, well, I should say like 3 of them, not a lot, but like 3 expansions back, they probably stopped doing that, where you could go, for example, if you were a miner, okay, you could go out and you could mine that node and be able to get that the minerals or whatever it is off of that node, and someone else could also be sitting there beating on it the same way. Well, that was the same way for World Quest. You could go and do the same stuff, and they've kind of changed that. There are some. It looks like they had different groups that were putting the quests together, and so in some cases, your quest objective disappears if someone else gets there first. And then you've got to look around for another quest objective. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So let's see what's going on here. Meanwhile, back in Ul'dah. Yep. All has been arranged as you desired, my lord. This is the spoiler. Goes at the end of the Marvel movie, right? Overly dramatic. He didn't say anything, by the way, in case you're wondering. He just kind of went, ugh. Okay, Raban apparently did not bleed out. So Raban is still alive. Are they going to show anything else? Ah, we're back to the Ashians again. And we got the dark and the light Ashians. Lidibus Nabrialis is no more. Isn't it Nabrialis? He was the guy that got sucked into the nether and like disappeared forever. Pretty sure he was. The ardor is not his to evoke. His demise was of his own making. That's true. Nevertheless, it concerns me they have extinguished that which should rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. We are of one mind. The northern lands, then. La Habrea, the earth is fertile and the seeds well sown. By my will they shall reap salvation unlike any the world has known. And Eldibus says, by his will. La Habrea says, by his will. So you kind of wonder what these guys do in their eternal darkness all day. Oh, something new. Wait. Urge? I have answered thy summons, mission emissary. Speak and make thine intent known. Ooh, plot thickens. I would speak of fate, Archon. Yours, mine, the fate of this very star. So Urnjay is actually a bad guy? No. Okay, the place looks a little worse for Warren. But there I am. I got my trusty little dragon with me. Ha ha ha, thou think a sanctuary lieth beyond? Well, that's what I've been told. Delusion, despair, death, thou shalt find not elsewhere, else here. Okay. And to preserve the dawn's light, the heroes journeyed north. Yes, they did. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed heavensward. Does that mean? Yes! My left arm. So, if I don't see you before the next time I see you, have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for listening to my prattle for the last 2 hours, and I shall see you soon. Bye now.